guys, I am here to make a video. I have been wanting to make this video since before I even started my channel, and I just haven't. I don't know, I just never felt like it was the right time, and I didn't really know what to say, and I'm still not really sure what I'm gonna say, but I just wanted to go ahead and make it because it's just been a long time and I keep putting it off, and so I just want to do it. So this video is going to be about our daughter Eliza, and I don't really have this planned out well at all. Like, I don't have anything written down or whatever, so I'm just going to wing it. So I'm just going to I really don't even know like what all I'm going to say, but I just kind of wanted to say what happened because I know a lot of people still don't know what happened. They know that she passed away, but they don't know what happened, and I'm sure everyone is curious. I would be curious, and I really only told the details to my close friends and family. So I am just gonna say what happened. I love watching YouTube videos, and I just want to make a video because I thought it would be good. There's probably, I know there's lots of people out there who have went through it or going through it or will go through it, and I just thought if I could be someone that they could reach out to or just like watch my video and just be like, okay, I'm not the only person that's been through this, or if I can just like be there to inspire someone or to help someone. So then like that's really like the main reason for my video, along with just like explaining what happened. So this video is probably going to be all over the place because I don't have anything planned out, and I'm not really going to go into the details of like what I was feeling or what I was thinking, because that could be like, that video could go on and on and on and on and on because it's just so much. And I am just the kind of person, I don't like to get emotional in front of people. No matter what's going on, I can usually just hold it together until I'm by myself, and that's just how I've always been. So if you hear anything, Addie's out there playing and she's being loud. So don't think, wow, she didn't even act sad or anything, because I just don't show that. And this is not really going to be about the emotions of it, it's just going to be about what happened. Last May in 2015, I found out I was pregnant, and it was exciting and scary and all that. So everything was good. I didn't have any problems, any issues, good to go. And, you know, we did our normal ultrasounds. We found out we were having a baby girl, and we were so excited for Addie to have a sister. And we just continued through the pregnancy, and everything was perfect. And I was scheduled to have a C-section at 39 weeks because I had a C-section with Addie. So we were just doing a repeat C-section, and that was scheduled for January 19th, 2016. So then late at night on January 17th, like we were going to bed very late at night, I realized that I could not feel her move, and I kept moving her around, pushing on my belly, trying to get her to move, and she didn't. So I immediately was like, we're going to the hospital. So we went to the hospital, and we figured out that she didn't have a heartbeat. So I stayed the night in the hospital, and like I said, this is just the quick run-through version. Obviously, it was a very traumatic experience. So we stayed the night in the hospital that night, and my doctor came up there and talked to me and decided that another C-section is best, since I was denied 38 weeks and 5 days at that point, right after midnight. So he told me that they would get me in for a C-section as soon as possible, but we weren't sure exactly when. So we had Addie with us, so me, Chase, and Addie just stayed the night in the hospital that night, and we didn't sleep all night long And then we just kind of waited around the next day for them to tell us, okay, we got time for you to come get a C-section. Because since I wasn't scheduled in, they just had to wait for an opening. So we waited, and then we fell asleep at around 10:30 that morning, I think. And then around 12, they came in there and said that we're going to have a C-section soon. So they took me into pre-op, and I got dressed and got my IV and all that. And then I just waited in pre-op, and we had Chase's parents came and picked up Addie. And so we just waited in pre-op. I asked for anxiety medicine because I was just like, you know, feeling really different things. And so they gave me some anxiety medicine, so I just kind of like fell asleep a little bit before the C-section. And then around, I think it was 2 o'clock, yeah, around 2 o'clock, they came in there and said, okay, time for your C-section. And they took me into the OR and did my spinal tap. And that's really the last thing I remember. I remember getting the spinal, and then I laid down, and then I pretty much fell asleep, and they had brought Chase in there, and she was born at 2:20, and she was 7 pounds and 13 ounces, and at that time I was just like in and out of it from the medicine, and then they took me into post-op, and I got really sick from the whatever, the spinal tap, I guess, whatever they give you. And so I got really nauseous, and so I was throwing up. So then they gave me Finagrin. So then I was even more loopy. So really during the whole, like, in the post-op, I was just like in and out consciousness. And then we had a photographer come because in the midst of everything, I knew that I wanted to have pictures, but not just, and we had my camera, but I didn't expect Chase to just be focused on photography at that moment. So we had a photographer come in, and she took some really amazing pictures, and during that time I was still just in and out of it. And we got to hold her, and then we went back to our room, and the whole day is really just kind of a blur for me because of the medicine. And so we had, Addie came back up there with us, and she stayed with us, but we did not let her see Eliza because I just think that's just too confusing for a 2-year-old. I just thought that would be too much for her, and that was just too confusing because the whole time we're prepping her for this baby coming, and she knew that, you know, her baby sister was in my belly and that she was going to come out and come home and everything. And I was like, this is just too much for her. So we didn't let her see Eliza. And we held her, and then whenever I was like, okay, I can't stay awake anymore, and then they would take her back. And from the funeral home came, and he asked me if I was ready for them to take her, and I said yes, because with her being stillborn, it makes her skin was just really dry and peeling, and so I hated to just keep like the longer she was just out in the air, you know, like her looks would change, and I just didn't want to. She just looked so perfect, and I didn't want to, you know, make her look different. And so I let them take her after I held her for the last time that night. And then I spent another night in the hospital just because I had a C-section, and they told me I could go home if I wanted, but I could stay if I wanted, and I decided to stay that extra night. And so in the midst of that, we were planning her funeral and the visitation and all of that. It was just really chaotic and crazy. And we actually didn't have anyone come see Eliza. Only me and Chase, because like I said, I don't like to be emotional in front of people, and I just felt like in that time I just needed to be whatever I needed to be and not feel like I needed to be worried about, like, and it's not that anyone would be in there judging me, but I just wanted to be alone. That's just how I am. I don't like to be around people when I'm upset or anything, so me and Chase just decided to not have any visitors. So after they took her to the funeral home, we did have our parents were there for the C-section. They just didn't come to, like, we didn't bring them back to see her. So then they came and visited with us, and a few friends came, and but we just really had so many people just like pray for us and like just show so much love and support. Like, it really was just like mind-blowing. But so what happened is that we don't know that everything looked perfect. She looked perfect. She was healthy. Her cord looked perfect. They sent my placenta off to the lab. My placenta looked perfect. The amniotic fluid looked perfect. Everything looks good. And so, like my doctor said, most of the time everything goes fine, and then there's always an exception, and we were the exception. So we did have a visitation, and we got to see her, and we had a beautiful dress for her, and we got to put special things in there with her, and our very close friends and family came to see her. And then the next day we had a little gathering at the cemetery, and we were able to bury her right next to my mama and papa, which is my great-grandparents. So that was really special to be able to have her there with family that we were close to. And Addie did not come to the visitation or the funeral, and she knows what happened. Like, we talk about Eliza all the time. You know, she still talks about baby sister, and she says baby sister lives in the sky with Jesus. So that's as much as she knows. And we've shown her pictures, and we have, you know, pictures hanging up of Eliza. We have some really amazing pictures that my friend Katie did, and so I'll put some of those in here. She was delivered on January 18th, which was the day before her scheduled C-section, and she looked perfect, and she was beautiful. They just had so much support and love from so many people. Like, it was just really mind-blowing, and I feel bad because I had so many people message me and text me and stuff, and I just didn't respond, because at the time I was like, I just couldn't talk to anyone. But I just really can't even get into like how it feels and all that, because that would just be a whole nother thing in itself. But we are here 6 months later, and you think that you just don't know how you could ever even make it to the next day, but then somehow you just do. And I remember having so many people tell me how strong I was. I'm sorry for the loud noise. I had so many people tell me how strong I was, and I honestly did not feel strong. But it was just kind of like, you just survive. And it wasn't really me being strong and like making it through it. It's just that the days kept going and you just keep surviving. And you always hear whenever someone has a loss, it gets better with time. And I would say it doesn't get better with time. It still hurts just as much, and it's still just as devastating. But I guess you just learn to live your life with that loss. You just learn to, everything is different, but you just learn to live your life with not being whole, I guess you could say. It's hard to explain, but if you've been through it, then you understand. So I just really wanted to make this video and just tell everybody what happened. Also, I think a lot of people thought maybe something happened during the C-section, but no, the C-section was fine. She passed away before, and it was nothing that my doctor did wrong. I had went to my 38-week appointment and everything was perfect and I had no issues. It was nothing, oh, my doctor didn't do this or he could have done this, because it was just one of those things that just happened, and there was really no way that we would have known that it was going to happen. So I love my doctor, and he was so amazing. He he was there for us so much, and for Chase. And because really, guys, since it was just me and Chase there and Addie, like, and I'm sitting here like going, you know, through the C-section, and he was so strong, and he just kept it together for me and for Addie. And even though he had lost his baby too, and he was still just so together for me. And I think one of the biggest things that has been able to keep us going and not just like giving up on life is Addie, because she is our sunshine, and she is the absolute reason and that thing that keeps us going. So that definitely helps. And I know there's a lot of people out there who go through this and they don't have that. They lose their first baby, and that just must really be hard. I just can't even imagine. And even after going through this, and of course you go through the whys, like, why did this happen to my baby? Why did this happen to me? And you get mad and everything. And I still feel so lucky because I have Addie. And that's one of the things that kept me going, because it was like, but I still am a mom, and I still have a baby that needs me. Like, I can't just give up. I can't just throw in the towel in life, because I have a little girl that's standing right there, and she needs me because she also lost her baby sister. If you know somebody that has went through this, then like, you should definitely tell them to check out my channel. I would love to talk to them. It's just one of those things that it feels good to talk to somebody who really, truly understands what it's like. I would just love to be there for somebody else who's going through it, and as much as I can anyway. And so I didn't want to make, this video is not for attention or to try to get a lot of views or sympathy, like, at all, or else if that was the case I would have made it a long time ago. I just wanted to get it out there because I think a lot of people don't want to talk about it or don't know if they should talk about it. And especially, like, I share pictures of Eliza because I don't care. She is my daughter and she's beautiful, and I don't have very much, but I have pictures. So I don't know. I'm sure some people it makes them uncomfortable to see them, and if that's the case, then they can just not look at them, because I love them, and I am going to show them off just like I show off pictures of my 2-year-old. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and like I said, that was just kind of run through, matter of fact, this is what happened, not really like what we feel or how we felt or what we thought and all that. And I just want to say thank you so much to all of our friends and family that were there for us, just so much, and I'm not sure how I could have done it without them. And I just want to say thank you to Chase for being so strong for me, and I hope that our family doesn't feel anger that we didn't let them come see Eliza in the hospital, because we did let them come to the visitation, but that we just really needed that time for ourselves. So thank you for watching, and like I said, share this with somebody that you think would like to see it, if you think it would help them, or just let them know about it to come watch. I'm probably going to make a video just with like all of my pictures, like my pregnancy pictures and pictures of her and everything, But this one is just more of just me talking about it. Thank you for watching. Bye.